Kia guys, it's Wednesday, time for another workout session. I've just gotten back from it. I did back today, I did chest the day before, and I've been looking for ways to increase the intensity of my workouts like I talked about in the previous workout, to break that plateau and keep the progress going as I react to the feedback that I'm getting from my weigh-ins and my body composition tests which are coming up. And one of the ways I'm doing it, well, because of the stress of doing cardio, low carb dieting and keeping my calories always below maintenance, it's easier said than done to keep that intensity high. So instead of just really pushing on more and more, I'm looking for a way to shock my muscles up and increase the intensity of my workout, but without increasing the weight too much. Because when I'm in a deficit, it's easy to go into things like injury. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make the same weight feel heavier with tempo and tension manipulation. Because open up any book on bodybuilding or weightlifting and it emphasizes the importance of rep speed, which is also known as tempo. And tempo means how quickly you lift a weight, so that's the concentric part of the rep known as the positive, or the eccentric part of the rep known as the negative. And the repetition speed is important because different lifting speeds produce different effects on your training. In general, the faster the speed, the lower the muscle tension. And if you reduce the rep speed to a more controlled tempo, you increase muscle tension. And boiled down to its pure essence, developing muscle size is a matter of high muscle tension. And that, coupled with progressive overload, will give you really good muscle gains. And I'll talk about progressive overload in another video. So the higher the muscle tension, the more you grow. I mean, faster reps are good, and it's good to have a mix of fast reps and slow reps, and I'm trying to do that. But fast reps allow you to use heavy weights, but they reduce the tension. So you're trading size for power and speed. And that's why many Olympic lifters lift weights really explosively, and they have mind-boggling strength, but they don't have physiques like bodybuilders in terms of the muscle hypertrophy, the size of the muscle. So if you're ever in doubt as to how fast you should do your repetitions in the gym, a concentric of 1 to 2, maybe 3 seconds, and an eccentric of 3 to 4 seconds is a good rule of thumb. And it's a controlled, moderately slow rep that will allow you to keep good form and prevent injury. So when you talk about reps, you can break it down even further. There's the eccentric contraction, which is lowering the weight. There's the stretch position, so how long you leave it in that stretched position. Then the time it takes to do the concentric contraction, and then how long you hold it in the concentrated or contracted position. So one way I'm looking to increase my intensity and provide progressive overload without requiring really super heavy weights is by manipulating the speed or the tempo at which I perform each exercise. So for me, trying to keep muscle size as much as possible while I'm on my cut is increasing or maintaining a good time under tension of around 30 to 70 seconds. If I do something less than 30 seconds, it develops speed and strength and power, but it doesn't have maximum muscle hypertrophy. In some exercises, like the lat pull down, it's actually quite good to exaggerate the stretch on the exercise, because the maximum load can stay on the muscle in that stretched position, and I benefit from pausing in that portion of the movement. So when I do a lat pull down, my lats are receiving a really good stretch by the entire load of the weight stack when my arms are extended completely overhead. Alternatively, there's concentration exercises such as the cable chest fly, in which maximum tension is actually present at the contracted portion of the rep. So in these exercises, it's actually really good to hold that contracted position and increase the intensity and time under tension. Some exercises, like the one-arm dumbbell row, is really good to emphasize the stretch and the contraction. So in this case, for the single-arm dumbbell row, I'm actually doing 1 or 2 seconds up, pause for a second, 1 or 2 seconds down, and then pause for a second. And this is making the muscle contract harder and it improves that neuromuscular connection. So try this tempo next time you do that exercise. Finally, there's constant tension exercises, known as mid-range exercises, something like the dumbbell chest press, where little or no tension is going to be in the stretch position because your arms are fully extended, and there's going to be not as much tension on the stretch position either. So in this case, it's actually good not to pause too much at the top or the bottom of the movement and just concentrate on the range of motion and the speed in between, doing say 1 to 2 seconds up and 2 to 3 or 4 seconds down. And by not pausing at the top or the bottom of the movement, it's keeping continuous tension on the entire set and keeping time under tension to a maximum and emphasizing good form. Another option you can do is the super slow negative, which I haven't done in the recent workouts, but I'm going to maybe start incorporating, where you do a really slow, say 4, 5, 6 or even 7 second negative, which allows you to really increase the time under tension during that portion of the movement. So there's no particular way to do reps and the tempo that you do them. Sometimes it's good to do really fast reps for size and power, and sometimes it's good to do slower reps for increased time under tension, or really slow reps if you can. Basically, it's good to get a really wide variation of the rep ranges that you do and to mix them up as much as you can. But remember, as a general rule, tension equals muscle growth. So slowing down in general, getting rid of the useless pauses where there isn't time under tension, and adding some stretch emphasis where appropriate, squeezing hard and holding peak contractions, and adjusting the concentric and eccentric speeds to eliminate cheating and momentum, and then I'll get the maximum amount of muscle growth out of my workouts. That's it for today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another video.